What can you do with your tax refund just before filing a bankruptcy? But there are definitely things that you can do. Fix your car. You can protect a certain amount in your bank account. If you have a whole lot of home equity, and we'll go into that in a different video, then you can protect a certain amount in your bank account, and you can maybe put some in an IRA, put some into your cash value and your life insurance, fill up your pantry. And if the money is spent and it doesn't exist anymore, then you can say, well, the money is spent and it doesn't exist anymore. But you better have receipts. So if you took all the grandkids to Disneyland, then you better have the receipts. The most important part is at the end. So the things you can protect or exempt are the things in a bankruptcy that you can keep. If you can protect your home, if you can exempt your home, they call it an exemption. That's what the law calls it. But ultimately, it's can you protect it? And if you can protect it, then you get to keep it. If you don't own a home, then there's very good news for you, because there is still a little homestead. It's about $30,000 or a little bit more. And that can be used as a wild card. When you have a small homestead of 30 grand and you can use that as a wild card to protect anything that you want to, then you definitely have a pretty broad spectrum of protection there for things like tax refunds or extra cash that wouldn't be protected. You can use this homestead to cover it. And this is a California thing. I don't know what other states have. Whatever other state you're in, talk to an attorney in your area. If you're in California, talk to an attorney in your area anyway. And your tax refund is probably not going to be more than that wild card. I've never heard of anybody getting more than about highest 12 grand as a tax refund, typical around 4 or 5 grand. So, which is well within the limits of that sort of a wild card. In fact, 4 or 5 grand, if you're both filing bankruptcy together, even if you have a whole lot of home equity, you can probably still protect most of that money in your bank accounts if you're both filing a bankruptcy together. It's tax season, that means it's tax refund season. If you're gonna file a bankruptcy anytime soon, don't pay back debts to family or friends or relatives, business insiders, business partners. You just don't want to do that. A bankruptcy trustee can go back to that person later and say, hey, remember that money that he gave you? We need that back. We're going to redistribute. So don't do that. Can't make a gift. Can't give your mom 5 grand and say happy birthday and then expect to be able to file a bankruptcy and get out of all your debts without your mom having a problem. And you. And if you owe your mom 5 grand, you get back 6 on your tax refund, you pay her back the 5 grand. Bankruptcy trustee's going to call your mom again and say, hey, we need that 5 grand back. So don't do it. Call a bankruptcy attorney in your area. Get the advice that you need. This is not legal advice. This is the most important part. So if you own something on the day that you file your case, and therefore you can protect it because you own it on the day that you file your case, then after your case is over, you'll be able to pay mom back with it. So you get your tax refund, 6 grand, you put it in the bank account, you owe her 5, you file the bankruptcy, you either protect that with the I can protect money that's in the bank account if you have a whole lot of home equity, or you protect it with the homestead if you don't have a whole lot of home equity. Then, after your case is filed and you owned it on the day that you filed and you protected it on the day that you filed, you can use that to pay mom back. If you gave it to mom before you filed the case, even if you could have protected it, had you owned it on the day, then the bankruptcy trustee is entitled to that money, and the bankruptcy trustee will sue your mom to get that money. And of course, do not use this as your legal advice. Find an attorney in your area and get the legal advice that you need. Because I'm only licensed in California, and I'm not your lawyer.